a few students with me today who will be doing a C1/C2 speaking task, which is part 3. And in this part, I can hear some noise, lots of traffic. Can you cut that mic out? Thank you, Federica. So we'll be doing the part 3 task, which is very important to get right in the exam. A lot of your marks are based on that. So part 3 is where 2 students or 3 students will get to talk to each other, and the examiner will take a step back. And so I've got a few students who are doing the exam ready and rolling, and we have the exam question from one of the latest C1 books on the screen. So I'm going to be interrupting the conversation every now and then just to make sure that everybody is doing the right thing. Okay, so let me just get this ball rolling. First of all, please say something about yourself. You introduce yourself to the public. Go for it. You can introduce yourself to the public. So say something about yourself, like who you are, where you're from. Let's start with Paolo. Paolo, go ahead.
All right. Hi everyone, my name is Paolo, and I'm a student. I'm going to graduate next month in law studies, and that's it.
All right, next. I forgot there was nobody called next, so I'll have to call the name. Federica.
Hi everybody, I'm Federica. I'm 17 years old and I'm a student of the classical high school, and I'm studying English to do the C1 exam.
Great, nice and short. Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm 22 years old and I graduated recently from a bachelor's degree in biology, and I'm studying English to take the certification C1 in English, and that's it.
That sounds good. Okay, who do we have? Grace.
Okay, hi, I'm Grace. I'm 17 years old and I'm attending the 4th year of the classical high school, and that's all.
Okay, so it's high school against university graduates. It's a match. Okay, last but not least, Chiara, the youngest. Go for it, Chiara.
I'm Chiara, I'm 15 years old, and I'm attending the 2nd year of the high school, and I'm studying classical in a classical high school.
Okay, fantastic. By the way, Chiara, it's and for everyone, it's grammar school in English. If you're studying Latin and Greek, it would be called a grammar school. So I'm just going to take a step back. I'm going to get you guys to do this task, okay? Remember, normally you would have about 2 minutes for the first part, which is discussing all these different ideas, and you will have 1 minute to decide which one is probably the best. Most often that's the case. That's my cuckoo clock going off in the background. So keep it rolling, keep it going, don't stop, okay? Let's go. Let's start with Grace. Grace, go ahead.
Okay. So, the question is, how might knowing a foreign language be useful for these purposes? So, okay, I can hear my voice from...
Yeah, there's a bit of an echo. Okay, keep on talking.
Okay. So, okay, I think that it's obviously really important knowing a foreign language for going in a journey abroad, because obviously you have to know the language to talk, to know more information about the place, about their customs.
Okay, Grace, cut it. Get other people involved.
Yeah.
So ask someone else to speak, Grace. Ask them a question.
So, what do you think about it?
So, timeout. I'm gonna call for a timeout, like in the basketball matches, but not really. Basically, well, you can ask a simple question like, "What do you think?" which is a very open question. But if you want to help your partner in exam, you're working with a partner, right? So you can ask them a question like, do you think, so it's like a closed question rather than an open question. So if you say, what do you think? It's like, oh, what do I think? I think a lot of things, So if you say, oh, do you think, that, and you say, yeah, maybe so. And then it's easier for them to talk. So can we try to ask closed questions? Yeah. So can you ask a closed question, Grace, once more?
Okay, so do you think that knowing a foreign language could be useful for this purpose?
Excellent, excellent. Good job. Who did you ask? Sorry. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Okay, let's ask Julia.
Okay. Yes, I think that could be really useful because often you can't really speak your own language to talk to other people in other countries, and you can use another language to gain a lot of important information to move around the city or to go see some interesting tourist attractions, and also to do something like to catch a bus or something like that. And you can use, I think, like dictionary or other things. Okay, that's it.
Guys, remember, it's not you can't speak for so long because in total you have 2 minutes. So if you're speaking for about 30, 40 seconds about one particular topic, you've literally taken up 40% of the time. Yeah. So I understand that it's difficult to manage the time. This is why we're practicing today, because you need to know how long you can speak, and then there has to be a question. Okay. If you don't, by the way, if you don't know the criteria for speaking, go to my LinkedIn page. This is for everyone, of course, not for all. Look for Robert Islam, and I have just posted a little post there today, so you can see the criteria. One of them is interactive communication. That means how good you are in getting other people involved. If you're not interacting and you're like soloing, then you lose marks, and that's 25% of the total speaking part. So don't lose that, please. Cut it short. When I start doing this, end it. That's it. Done. Ask a question. Think of an interesting question to ask your partner. Don't ask like a boring question like, do you think it's gonna be, what? I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm just saying. Just say something actually worthwhile answering. I know you have to be thinking about the question while you're actually speaking, so you give yourself some time. Yeah. So let's get Federica on board.
Okay, so of course, if you're gonna journey abroad, of course, learning a language, a foreign language, could be really useful. But I think that a better answer could be getting a promotion at work. In fact, knowing a foreign language could be an important benefit for a worker, and also can improve working experience. Do you think that how do you think it could improve a working experience, Chiara?
Okay, this is better. This is better. Obviously, you guys are learning now because you're learning from mistakes. Please, can you make sure that when you're moving on from one point to the next, that you let the other person know that you are moving on to the next. For example, you can say, "Oh yes, the foreign languages are important," and then let's talk about the next point. Let's talk about this. Why don't we discuss that? Simple things, So say something like that to who's missing, Chiara and Paolo. Paolo, say something like that to Paolo, please.
Yeah. Let's move on. Finding out about the news. What do you think about?
I think that knowing a foreign language to find out about news could be very useful and very important, especially in knowing what is going on in other countries and in other places, like, for example, actually what is going on in Russia and Ukraine between them, because a lot of media are involved into politics. So sometimes you to find a neutral font source of information, you have to uh, look abroad. And what let's move
Not what question. Do you think?
what
Do you think question, not what question. To Karen. You made a mistake, Paolo. You did not think of the question while you were speaking. You need to do that beforehand. That's something else we need to learn today. Okay. Think of the question while you're speaking. Don't get involved into the thing, oh, I'm speaking now. This is so cool. Everyone's listening to me. No, just think of the question. So
okay,
go ahead.
So let's move forward to the relaxing point. What do you think, Chiara, about knowing a foreign language for relaxing topics or stuff like that?
Okay. Personally, I think that relaxing has different points. And in terms of, for example, reading, we can read the foreign books in the original language. And this is useful also for appreciate the words that the authors have chosen for writing that. Also to appreciate the real meaning of what is said through the lines of the book. So I think also relaxing has different points also for the films, the movies, and
you guys just love the mic. You just love it. You just get, yes, I want it. No, it's a conversation. Okay, so what hasn't happened today is that hasn't been a conversation. I have pushed you to ask questions, but you haven't been interested in getting a conversation going. That's not the task in the exam. So essentially, you're not doing what the examiner is telling you to do. Am I right? So if that's the case, are you going to get good marks in the exam? I don't know. Maybe you will, but it's a bit of a risk. You actually need to talk, have a conversation, a dialogue, find out about why the person says something. Let's practice for a minute, okay? So I'll pretend that I'm a student, okay? Everyone is a student in life. That's the God's truth. But so I'll start with the first point. So I'll say, okay, I'll take my turn. How am I not knowing a foreign language for relaxing? I have no idea what that means. Maybe they're talking about playing video games. What do you think it means? What do they mean by relaxing and foreign language, Grace? So do you see how I got her involved? The number one, I showed her that I don't know. And number two, I asked her to help me out. So she actually now feels useful as a role of a communicator. She's not just feeling like, oh, Robert told me to tell her and now she's speaking. No, actually, I'm getting her involved. Do you get what I mean? So there has to be a genuine question. If there is no genuine question, you're not having a conversation. And if that's not happening, you're in trouble. Now, you know the topic. Shall we try one more time?
Okay.
Is that a resounding yes or like, resounding yes? Yeah, resounding. Come on, you know the topic now, right? You know what I did just now. You heard me, correct? So this is what you got to do. You have to create a reason for your partner to talk to you. What is the reason? It's not the exam itself cannot be the reason. That's not a good reason. The reason has to be that, hey, I'm having a conversation about this topic with my partner. And I'm showing the examiner that I can actually talk to people, in a good way. So let's start with Chiara. She spoke last the first time around. Okay, Chiara, let's get it going.
Okay. So first of all, I think that when you are knowing a foreign language, maybe doing further study is important also to in terms of university.
Here comes the question.
Outside
Here comes the question.
So maybe what do you think that
Do you think? Do you think?
do you think that could be a good idea? Paying for something outside your country and invest money in that?
Paolo, you go.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that investing money in studies and especially in studying abroad is perfect. Is a perfect. I don't know. A
Keep it
perfect.
rolling, Paolo. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
It's a perfect purpose to spend money, and I think that maybe could be useful also for getting a promotion. So in a
Now ask a question to Federica and ask her a genuine question.
Okay, so Federica, what do you think about knowing another language in a working environment, working experience?
Here I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop you. Sorry. A question could be, Federica, do you think you will ever need to speak English, or you will ever need to speak a language? I mean, the question can be a slightly off topic, but slightly different. Yeah? Go on, Federica.
Yeah, well, of course I do, because in the work experience in general, you have to interact with people, and of course English is the basis of interaction, of communication, and of course knowing.
Get a question ready, Federica. Get your question ready. It's not a monologue.
But maybe it will be more useful.
That's not a question. Ask a question, Federica. You can't take so long. You can't.
Okay. But do you think
ask
that
Julia? Ask a question,
Julia. That maybe going on a journey abroad would be a better answer of the question?
I think that doing a journey abroad is one of the most useful ways to learn another language, and but also it can give you a lot of other skills, because you are in a completely new environment and you have to make new friends, and you are in a place that you don't know, and
okay, get it going, get it rolling. Just let me just interrupt you 1 second. When Federica asked you, that's my cats, don't worry, they probably threw down a mirror. Well, when somebody asks you a question, do you think blah blah blah, don't repeat the exact words. You say it. Avoid the repetition, because it's good, it's a bit stilted. Go on. We're running out of time, guys. Who's not spoken? Grace, have you spoken? Second round.
Okay.
No, is that a no that I don't want to speak, or is it a no, I haven't spoken, I'm itching to speak?
No, I haven't spoken.
Go on, Grace. So I'm gonna ask you a question. News, yeah? Everybody says there is good news, there's bad news, fake news. What do you think about finding out news in a foreign language? Is it a good thing?
Yeah, but in which sense? You're talking about finding about the news?
Like, in Russia, you've got the total control on the news, right? So if Russians spoke English, they could find out more about what's going on in the world by listening to BBC, for example, or reading BBC news. Don't you think that's a good thing?
I suppose. Yeah.
Okay, right. So. Right, guys. I'm sorry. It's time. We're really tight for time, because we're supposed to be finishing by 15 minutes, but it's almost 20 minutes. one thing I can say to you is this kind of activity comes with practice, okay? You get better as you do this activity, like I explained. Anything different is not going to help you get better at this. So grab your friend, your brother, your sister, whoever speaks English, yeah, or you know, when you come to lessons, and actually have a conversation about one of these points. Just choose one, yeah, and explore what your brother or what your sister or what your friend thinks about that. Ask genuine questions, like, what do you think about further studies? Is English important? And you know, get real answers back, because so far what you're doing is you're talking and you're you know, kind of expressing your own opinions, but you know, you're not really interested in your partner's opinions. I mean, it seems as though you're not really interested. Maybe you are. Okay, so can we practice one genuine question each? Let's start with Chiara.
Okay. For example,
Carry on.
yeah, I'm thinking because like
Take time out, Julia. A genuine question.
Okay. I can ask someone.
Just ask a question. Don't worry about people.
Okay. What do you think studying English could be more useful for? Doing research in some area that you're interested in, or getting a promotion is a new skill that you can put in your curriculum, and so you think that you could look like more.
Okay, Julia, let me stop you there. It's too many words in that question. Someone's gonna feel, you know, you're gonna get people crying. Oh, please stop! I can't remember everything you said from the beginning. Ask a yes or no question. Okay. You know, like a very easy question that people can answer.
Okay.
Okay, think about that 1 second, Federica.
Yeah, another question could be. What could be the connection between knowing a foreign language and relaxing?
Oh my goodness, a difficult question to answer. Federica, why do you want to put your partner into trouble? You don't want to put him into trouble, or her. You just want to ask a question, genuine question. Just choose one point. Okay. Don't connect 2, 3 different things and say, oh, what do you think how's that's going to work with this at midnight? On a Saturday morning, on a Saturday, you know, something like that. No, go on, try again.
Okay. So, in general, if just to relax, how knowing a foreign language could be useful for you?
Okay. Yeah. Or, as I said, a closed question, where she can say yes or no, and then she can talk, or he can talk. Paolo. Real question.
Do you think that you will need to learn another language to find out about the news in your country?
Oh, excellent. Well done, Paolo. Easy question to answer. I actually find it hard to answer the question you girls were asking. This question is easy, right? Try one more time. Chiara.
Okay, I come up like with, would you think that translating news are difficult to understand and could be misunderstood, and why knowing a foreign language could
No, one question.
Yeah, and why for that reason knowing a foreign language could be useful.
Sorry, you finished the question with a statement. No, it has to be a question.
Yeah, because
simple. Just ask a simple question, maximum 10 words. Let's put it this way.
Okay. If news from foreign countries are translated, would you think that knowing foreign languages is useful for don't misunderstand the news?
I don't understand that question, Chiara. No, I have to say I don't understand that question. Maybe it's just I'm just too tired, but I literally don't understand that question. You have to make it easier. Okay. It can't be a hard question. If you ask such a question to your partner, he's going to start crying. I'm telling you, in the exam. And outside, he's going to be pointing fingers at you. Why did you ask me that? You know, Julia, simple question.
Okay. Do you think that being able to speak another language is a really useful skill?
Thank you. That's it. That's it. Simple question. And obvious answer is yes. But then you can say why. If she says yes, so why do you think so? And the partner will explain why. Grace.
Why should people can people no,
it's okay, take your time. In the exam you only have 3 minutes, but you have more now.
Yeah. Can people get their promotion at work only by knowing a new foreign language?
It's a hard question.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you can word it differently. You can say, does knowing a language and a second language, not to repeat the word foreign. You can say, does knowing a second language improve your chances for getting a promotion?
Okay.
Or do you have a better chance to get a promotion if you know a second language? And then you can say, whatever. Paolo, one more. Oh no, Paolo, have you said it already? Can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's not given the second question? Is it Federica?
No, I didn't see the second.
Oh, okay then, Paolo, go.
Well,
go for
it. Do you think that knowing another language could be useful in a trip to avoid scams?
Scams?
Yeah.
Right, like getting scammed on the streets.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting question. Perhaps you can give an explanation before you do the question, before you ask the question. You know that you can get scammed on when as a tourist, you can get scammed as a tourist, right? So do you think it would be useful to know the language of the place where you're going in order for that not to happen? Okay. So it's probably better because you've explained it before, and that's how.
And in this way, I'm not taking too much time.
If you're speaking fast, no. It's a more intricate question. It's a more intricate question. But sometimes you have to ask intricate question, and that's a very good point. That if you ask a difficult question, you can explain what you're talking about and then ask a question. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of helps the listener. Whatever helps the listener is a good technique. Who hasn't asked the second question? Anyone? No. Okay, so it's been useful to use the word that you've used like a million times today. It's been a useful session because I think we broke through the initial difficulties, which are being very, stilted, mechanical. I speak, you speak, I speak, you speak. So I hope that's done. In the next one that we do, we should be able to go to the second phase, right? Hopefully. Okay, guys, thanks very much for joining me today. We will be setting up a stream next week, and I will be setting it up sometime next week, Monday or Tuesday. So do find out. Thanks, viewers, for watching this, and I hope you have a very good evening and have a fantastic time doing your exam. Bye for now. Peace.